Hi and welcome to Zeconomics. My name is Mr. Z, and in this video, we're going to talk about the economic problem that we may have that includes needs, wants, and scarcity. Now, these topics, the economic problem, is also part of the business studies subject. Okay, so let's get started. First, we're going to discuss what is need. When we are talking about needs, then what we have in mind is something that we can live without it. Yeah, so such as what? Such as food, and then clothes, and also a house. So these are what we call needs. Yeah, food. We need food because the foods are required by our body to continue our lives, and also to gives us energy so that it will enable us to do activities. And clothes also to protect us from the cold and the warm of the weather. And a house is a place where we can gather with our family and feel secure inside the house, yeah, far from the threat of other things that may have on us. So by definition, needs are goods or services essential for our living. It means that we cannot live without these things, we cannot continue our lives without these things in mind, in possession. So we need to have these things for us in order to keep continuing our lives. The next is want. Want is a little bit different from needs because want, people tend to have it, people tend to want to have it, to possess it, after the primary needs has already been fulfilled. Now the example of wants are many. For example, cell phone, and then cars, and then of course like holiday or traveling. Yeah, when we already fulfill our need, we might want a cell phone to enable us to communicate with our relatives, for example, or even for with our colleagues or our friends. And cars, maybe we want to have a new car after this time. You have been walking to your office every morning. Now you might want to consider to buy a new car so that it will get easier for you to get to the office. And after maybe after a whole bunch of a burden in your office, maybe you want to take a break a while. So you need or you want to go to on holiday to other countries or even to the beach just to escape from all routines that you have already have before. So one, by definition, are goods or services people would like to have, but not really that essential for living. It means if you don't have these things, then it won't be a cause you a problem. It won't cause you a problem a bit. Yeah, it won't cause you a problem at all because needs is much more important than what is want. Now, the problem with want is that our want is unlimited. Yeah, we want everything in this world if we have our resources. But the problem is our resources are limited. Yeah, so you can imagine if the whole world wants to buy a new iPhone from Apple, then do you think Apple can cope with that kind of demand? I don't think so because their resources are limited. Yeah, their capital, their land, and then their labor, and of course their enterprise that won't be enough to produce a new iPhone for the whole world. Okay, so unlimited one, as we proceed to the next slide, caused what we call economic problem. This is the real cause of economic problems because we are faced by the unlimited ones. Now, the problem arises because we are faced by our limited resources. Our resources are limited, yeah, so it will cause a problem because our want is limitless. We want everything in this world, like I told you before. Now, limited resources is the same of factors of productions. We have already covered this, or we have already discussed this in the first chapters. Factors of productions are comprising of land. Yeah, that's not enough. I'll write it for you down here. Land, and then capital, and then labor, and of course, enterprise. So factors of production is also the same as limited resources. Yeah, limited resources. So our factors of production are not enough to produce our unlimited wants. So because of this, it will cause what we call a scarcity. Yeah, it will cause what we call scarcity. Now, what is scarcity actually? Scar Scarcity is the lack of sufficient products or services to fulfill like, to fulfill the total wants of the population. So that's what we call scarcity. Yeah, the lack of sufficient products or services to fulfill the total wants of the population. So we never have enough or products or services to fulfill or to meet the demand of our populations. Yeah, because why? Because we are limited by our resources. They are limited, not enough to produce all those products or services. Okay, so again, scarcity is the imbalance of wants and resources. As you can see in this a balance, the wants that we have is already higher than what we own, the resources. Yeah, wants always exceeded resources. That's why the every company in this world cannot meet the demand of every populations in this world also. Okay, so when that happens, then it comes for us to make a choice. We need to choose between alternatives. Yeah, we need to choose between one alternatives to other alternatives. So what are they? For example, if you are faced by two alternatives, A and B, let's just say you choose A over B, then B is what we call opportunity cost. Okay, if you choose A over B, then B is what we call opportunity cost. So what exactly opportunity cost? Opportunity cost is a next best alternatives alternatives given up by choosing choosing another alternative alternatives. So yeah, so next the opportunity cost is something that we call next best alternatives given up by choosing another alternatives. So if you choose A over B, then B is our opportunity cost. Let's just say another example for it. Let's just say you want to buy a pair of new boots. Let's just pretend this is a new boots, which is kind of like this. This is new boots. And then on the other hand, you need to pay for your electricity. This is only example. You are faced by the problem that the money that you have only left, like for example, $50. The boot itself costs $47. The electricity itself costs you around, uh, let's just say, uh, sorry, $43, something like that. Now it will not be enough. So you need to choose whether you want to buy a new boots or whether you want to pay your electricity. So if you choose buying a boots over your paying electricity, then this what we call the opportunity cost. The by not paying your electricity, then your electricity is your opportunity cost. Because you choose boots, then this opportunity cost will cause you further problems. For example, if you're choosing not to pay your electricity, then you might have your electricity cut off from your house by the company, electric company, and then maybe you need to pay late fees if you want to pay electricity next month, for example. And also you will have, when you're out of electricity, then your refrigerator is also turned off, which will cause bad food to consume. Yeah, because the food are already in the bad shape. Yeah? It's already decomposed. So this is the damage that will cost further by the opportunity cost that you have chosen before. So therefore, you need to think wisely which alternative that you should choose. Yeah, so you should choose the lowest opportunity cost that you will receive because of you choosing another alternatives. Okay, so in the next slide, we have three pictures: individual, business, and government. In this, the first picture of an individual, there is a picture of a young lady there who is confusing by which one should she choose. Should she choose a holiday over a car or vice versa? If she chooses taking a holiday, then the car will be the opportunity cost. And likewise, if she chooses the car, then the holiday is her opportunity cost. And opportunity cost not also happen in individual, but it also can happen in the business world itself. If, for example, you are the owner of a big factory, then you are in need to buy a new machine to upgrade your productions, then you are faced by two alternatives of machine A or machine B with their own respective advantages and disadvantages. If you choose machine A over B, then the machine B will be the opportunity cost, and you have thought it wisely that machine B will not cause you further problems because of you choosing machine A. So you need to decide wisely again which machine should you buy, and which opportunity cost that will cost you less. The next, it's the government. The government also can face a opportunity cost itself. For example, if the country where we are living now in the need of a new road and also a new school, then the government must choose which one to build first. Should the government choose to build a new road to enable transportation to be better and the productions to run smoothly, the new school would be the opportunity cost. And likewise, if the government wants to build a new school, for example, then the new road is the opportunity cost. So from those alternatives, we need to consider which opportunity cost will cost us less problems that the one that we have that we might chose before. Yeah, like the example that I have already given from you from the previous slide. Okay, so it's a recap from what we have learned today. The economic problem occurs because we are limited by our resources. That is land, labor, capital, or enterprise, or in other words, the factors of productions. And economic problems caused by our unlimited wants, faced by our limited resources. That's what will cause the economic problem itself. Yeah, that's what will cause the economic problem itself. Because since the wants are unlimited, but the resources are, then it will cause us what we call scarcity. Yeah. uh, like the lack of sufficient products or services to fulfill the needs or the wants of the populations. It will never enough. Yeah, it will never enough. The products or the services in the world will never enough to fulfill all those populations' wants. And that, of course, makes us to choose which one is the best between alternatives. Yeah, that's if you choose A over B, if you choose A over B, then the B will be the opportunity cost, yeah, because of you choosing another options. Okay, I hope that will give you a detailed explanation about these topics. And if you still have unanswered problem or you still have any confusing about this topic, feel free to leave the comment below and we will discuss or we'll continue our discussion in the comment below. Thank you again for watching this video and I'll see you on the next video. Thank you and have a good day. Bye bye.